Richard Dawkins can be seen on a YouTube video answering questions at a Book TV question and answer session. I wanted to talk about the kinds of things that he was speaking to in that video without making any, or many at least, without making many direct references to that video. I'll put the link in the box if you want to see the entire hour, or as much of the hour question and answer session as you'd like. Science operates on this notion that the world is based on a system of constants. For example, when you learn all these different kinds of equations in physics class, they're assuming that those equations will work just as well as they are today, as they will tomorrow, as they have been in the past and on into the future. Without this system of constants, science is quite useless, and any amount of evidence that science gathers would not be able to tell us anything about how the world works. We assume, and probably quite reasonably, that the world doesn't go through radical changes in governing principles. In fact, we assume that the governing principles of reality are constant. That is to say, the speed of light will continue to be the speed of light, and that when we started to fly through the air, when the Wright brothers flew the first plane back in whenever that was, that they didn't break the law of gravity, they simply acted upon a different set of laws. The law of gravity did not cease to happen in that moment and everyone flew up into the sky, but rather they worked with other constants that were out of the grasp of humanity at the moment before that plane took off. To further demonstrate this, physics will offer formulations, like I said, to understand these constants that govern our world. And although they can offer formulations, it's important to realize that these formulations are in fact representations of a very real concept that is at work in the world. Otherwise, these formulas would be useless. But the difficulty the naturalist will have is demonstrating where precisely these constants exist in the physical world, when in fact, of course, they do not. They operate the physical world. They are the basis upon which the physical world works. But these laws are nowhere in the physical universe to be found. It's similar to a computer program, where the program itself is the physical laws of that world that the computer program might create, whether it's a simple calculating program or a StarCraft program or an RPG, whatever it might be. It's all based upon a system of constants. Information goes into the system of constants, the program, and the program recognizes the specific kind of input to be paired with a specific kind of output, cause and effect. In fact, when naturalists talk about the Big Bang theory, they assume that these governing principles were already in effect before even the Big Bang happened, since these constants are absolutely necessary to allow that singular event to result in the biodiversity that we see today. The problem, though, the naturalist has is accounting for these governing principles, since they are not physical machines. They are not physical concepts or mechanisms that we can walk up and touch. It is from this that a non-physical becomes necessary.